There was a lot of silence in the studio, the type that made time feel painfully long and pricked the skin. Already rolling, the camera's red lights were quietly flickering in the set's low light. The controlled spotlight that shone on Kody Brown and Suki Krishnan, the two figures in the middle of the soundstage, was the only source of actual illumination. Kody sat on his chair rigidly. Too rigid, too straight, as though his body were locked in protection. His stance was out of character. His hands were clenched into shaking fists on his thighs, and his jaw pulsed tensely every few seconds. The brilliantly illuminated strands of thinning, groomed hair were beaded with sweat at his temples. He blinked quickly but remained silent. Suki stood calmly opposite him. Her expression was the same cool, disarming one that had prompted tears, confessions, and even the infrequent admissions of guilt from the most obstinate characters in the Brown family story. However, she sensed it today. Something sinister, hardly contained, coiled just beneath Kody's exterior. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Her voice was meant to calm, not to agitate, as she spoke softly while lowering her gaze to the little notebook she was holding. Kody, she started, your connection with Robyn has been the subject of a lot of fan and even adult child critique. Many believe it has altered the family dynamic as a whole. Some even claim that she has had a significant impact on financial decisions, emotional priorities, and family decisions. How would you respond to that? He has been asked that question previously. A lot of times. This time, though, something was different. Perhaps it was the bland, serene tone with which she spoke. Perhaps it was the fact that, after all these years, the question was still being raised. Following all of the suffering. Perhaps it was the gradual understanding that the world had already decided what he should do, no matter how hard he tried to change it. In an instant, Kody's expression changed. First bewilderment, then rage. His nostrils flared and his lips formed a line. A strong exhale followed by an even sharper inhalation, as if he were trying to take in all the anger he could no longer contain. He answered, "No," with a more growled than spoken syllable. "No. Suki, I won't do this again." He leaped to his feet and the chair screamed backward. With a piercing pop, the microphone that was fastened to his shirt yanked taut. The studio's atmosphere grew stifling with incredulity. From behind the cameras, crew members glanced at each other, but nobody moved. "Every time, you twist this whole thing to make me look like the villain," he snarled, his anger increasing with each sentence. "You make the others into saints and treat me like some crazy egotist. You call Christine brave as she leaves. Janelle is praised for her strength and perseverance. After years of emotionally withdrawing, Mary is suddenly a tragic heroine." He gave a sharp, dry laugh that was devoid of delight. "And Robyn comes next. And you all drag Robyn through the mud as if she's the reason it fell apart, when she's done nothing except attempt to keep this broken mess together." Suki took a while to reply. Her brows were pinched together in a silent mixture of journalistic resolution and empathy as she watched him intently. Her voice was even and measured as she talked. "Kody, nothing is being twisted by me. Your audience, your kids, and your ex-wives have all brought up the question I'm posing. I feel like a basement wife." Christine stated, "Your love was conditional, according to Janelle. Mary was, don't you dare," Kody growled, his eyes blazing with rage and his voice abruptly low. "You have no right to use their statements to psychoanalyze me. The reality is unknown to you. You have no idea how much I gave up. That family was born by me, and they simply turned to leave." With his hands on his hips and his cheeks flushed, he started to pace. You could feel the fire coming from him. He spit out, "You sit there with your notepad and your quiet little voice, but you weren't there when I was straining to keep this deal together. I begged Mary not to emotionally leave the marriage, but you weren't there. I tried to persuade Christine to quit being angry about anything that wasn't about her, but you weren't there. Janelle too?" Janelle was not even interested in sharing the same home. His eyes were hazy and wide as he turned to face the camera. He yelled, "You want a soundbite? Here it is. I love Robyn and I'm not sorry about it. I regret ever thinking the others were involved for the right reasons." Then he tore the microphone off his shirt and threw it to the ground with the abruptness of a man at the end of his rope. He didn't hold off till Suki answered. He didn't even give her a glance. He roared off the set, his boots resonating on the studio floor, and vanished into the night, mumbling angrily to himself. There was silence for a while. The camera continued to roll. Suki sat there, calm but surprised. She let out a breath and carefully closed her notepad. The whole action was relayed to the green room from a silent monitor backstage. With her arms folded tightly across her chest, Janelle sat still. Her eyes blazed with a complex fire of sadness, rage, and vindication, despite her pale face. Without looking, she whispered, "He's unraveling. And Robyn is simply allowing him to." Christine came in with her mouth hanging open. She had observed every moment. She stated bluntly, her voice trembling with controlled anger, "That wasn't an interview. It was a complete breakdown." That was his way of revealing his true self to everyone. Mary stood aside, her arms folded as well, although her posture drooped with fatigue. She raised her eyes after staring down for a while, her words hardly more than a whisper. "And for that reason, we departed." After then, none of them spoke. Silence hung thick in the room, the kind that validated what had long been suspected, that the family had already broken, rather than one that demanded answers. The fracture line had finally exploded in front of the globe, and there's more. The notion that Mary Brown and Janelle Brown changed their names following their divorces from Kody Brown isn't wholly unexpected given all the changes that have been occurring for the Brown family on Sister Wives. Both Mary and Janelle have moved on from their relationship with Kody and are now living far apart from him and his surviving wife, Robyn Brown. Both appear to have adapted to life after polygamy, as does Christine Brown Woolley, Kody's third wife, who divorced him in 2021 and remarried David Woolley in 2023. After a marriage ends, it's common for people to go back to their maiden name. It's a little more complicated in the case of Sister Wives because there are a lot of children and a lot of history. The legal marriage component adds to the complexity. In order to legally marry Robyn and adopt her 3 children from a previous marriage, Kody and Mary divorced in 2014 after being legally married in 1990. Despite their formal divorce, Kody and Mary were theoretically still spiritually married. Despite never being formally wed, Janelle and Christine both adopted the Brown last name. Difficult, huh? There was a chain reaction of wives quitting once Christine left Kody. Due of Kody's apparent preference for Robyn, Mary, Christine, and Janelle felt stuck in their marriages. But since it's uncommon in polygamous families and the family has a lengthy history, they didn't consider leaving. The epidemic was one of several causes that led to Kody's marriages failing. Mary and Janelle quickly followed Christine's departure, though Kody most likely didn't anticipate all the divorces. Mary and Janelle's decision to leave Kody and pursue their own happiness was made possible by Christine. In order to manage Lizzie's heritage in her bed and breakfast, Mary relocated to Parawan, Utah. Together with her daughter Madison Brush, Janelle relocated to North Carolina and purchased a piece of land. Tata Farms is now being opened by the two. The family's 2018 acquisition of Coyote Pass, a piece of land, was just sold, and Mary and Janelle received a just share of the proceeds, ending the last connection to Kody. The past spouses were getting irritated with Kody because he was taking too long to do anything with Coyote Pass. They just wanted to break off all contact with Kody and move on. There aren't really any connections between Janelle and Mary and Kody now that the deal is complete and they have received their money. Mary, whose maiden name is Barber, has stated that she has no intention of changing her last name. Mary joked about adopting her great-great-grandmother's maiden name, Davenport, in a 2024 Sister Wives episode, but for the time being, she's sticking with Brown. She has declared that if she ever gets married again, she will alter her name. In early 2025, Janelle and Christine discussed altering their last names during an appearance on the Rogue Energy podcast. Janelle stated that she intends to remain a Brown as her children are Browns, while Christine described the difficulties of changing one's name. Janelle added that she had no intention of getting married again, meaning she will always be a Brown. With the last name Brown, Mary and Janelle both rose to fame. The name had a significant role in their identities for a long time. It gave each youngster a name and brought them together as a family. For the record, Christine still goes by Christine Brown Woolley on Instagram, using Brown as part of her name. Whether this is her legal name or merely the one she uses on social media, it's unclear, but it's obvious that Christine has been told to keep Brown. It serves as both a means of identifying her and a link between her and her children. The most well-known people with the last name Brown are Christine, Mary, Janelle, and even Kody and Robyn. The most frequent name for Christine is still Christine Brown, despite the fact that she has changed her name. The same is true for the married Brown children. Legally, they may have changed their names, but to many, they will always be Browns. It might make more sense to keep Brown in their name somewhere, even if it's in the middle, so that viewers can quickly recognize them if they're considering their careers outside of the show. This is because they may have projects and opportunities that arise because of their affiliation with sister wives and the Brown family. It could be preferable for them to maintain the name if they take away the symbolism and acknowledge that they are merely Browns in name. It appears to me that Robyn Brown and Kody Brown, the stars of Sister Wives, are now outsiders. Kody had 4 spouses in the past. Robyn joined the family in 2010, and the original 3 married Janelle and Christine Brown married Kody in the early 1990s. Mary, Kody's sole lawful wife, was persuaded to file for divorce in order for Robyn to wed him and for him to adopt her children. But Kody fell in love with Robyn, whom he feels he has a soulmate connection with, and the OG3 were turned off by his favoritism and his handling of the COVID-19 epidemic. Janelle and Mary followed in 2022 and 2023 after Christine left Kody in 2021. The Coyote Pass home, which Kody and Robyn occupied until late 2024, was purchased by the Brown family when they were still living together. The Browns paid $820,000 for the house in 2018 and sold it for $1.5 million in April 2025. Kody and his ex-girlfriends were at odds over Coyote Pass because Mary and Janelle believed Kody had betrayed them. I believe that Kody and Robyn are outsiders more than ever, and their actions confirm this to me. Sister Wives Season 19 has made it abundantly evident to me that Kody has deliberately distanced himself from his family. I don't see Kody trying to get along with the other members of the family because he spends nearly all of his time with Robyn and their 5 children. I've heard Kody express that he feels wronged by his ex-wives, and he has used his words and sarcastic remarks to vent his frustration. Kody always tries to defend his affections for Robyn, which I believe is a major red flag. I am aware that he struggles to accept responsibility for his decisions and deeds. His original family members don't want to be around Kody because he has turned himself into a villain. Since Kody doesn't accept responsibility for the feelings he has caused in others, it is evident to me that his irritable demeanor has made him uncomfortable to be around. In March 2024, the Brown family was devastated by the suicide death of Garrison Brown, the son of Kody and Janelle Brown. When Garrison passed away, Kody and he were estranged, and Garrison had previously expressed his wrath and bitterness toward Kody. Following Garrison's cremation, Kody and Janelle decided to have his ashes interred with his grandma in Wyoming. Along with Garrison's ashes, Kody, Robyn, and 4 of their 5 children journeyed to Kody, Wyoming, where they took in some sights prior to the funeral. Other Sister Wives fans and I were offended by Kody and Robyn's behavior during the vacation. In particular, Garrison's ashes were missing from their trip, which made many people question whether he was abandoned in the car or in any other way. Reddit user u/slow_product7860 created a thread in which viewers of Sister Wives shared their thoughts on how Kody and Robyn handled the event and the funeral journey. Kody handled Garrison's ashes and memories poorly during the journey to Wyoming, in my opinion, and I felt that he centered the conversation more on himself and how Garrison's death affected him. Given how they handled Garrison's passing, I believe Kody and Robyn became much more estranged. Their actions alarmed me, and I believe that the way they handled the situation further cemented their status as outsiders while the rest of the family remained together. Since the sale of the Coyote Pass property, I am aware that the OG3 wives' desire to get rid of Kody and Robyn is getting closer to being a reality. Since Janelle and Mary received their portion of the earnings, they were no longer involved with Kody's firm. Children are the only topic that Kody and his ex-partners need to talk about these days, but Kody has also been distant regarding them. Kody has always loved the limelight, but he is resentful of his prior 3 wives' departure. Kody is a monogamist without sister wives and polygamy, which lessens his significance to the show's premise. Since their relevance is waning and viewers, in my opinion, are more interested in the lives of Mary, Janelle, and Christine, Cody and Robin, his sole wife, are marginalized on Sister Wives. I now see Cody as an outsider because of his red flag conduct about Garrison's death, his handling of his wife's departure, and his favoritism. Kody Brown's reaming of Sukanya Krishnan during her interview with him in the tell-all parts for Season 19 of Sister Wives has people furious. We heard his motto, that love should be multiplied, in every new episode for years. Suki is now curious about what transpired. However, Kody turns it around on Suki, who in one brief camera shot seemed on the verge of losing her temper, rather than taking responsibility for his own errors. Kody Brown recommended that the family put aside their disagreements for the episodes that focused on the circumstances surrounding Garrison Brown's passing. It was brief, though, as you see when the Sister Wives patriarch appears in the tell-all. Kody loses his temper and directs it on Suki Krishnan's line of inquiry. He cuts her off at one point. However, his fury meter was high before to this. Fans of Sister Wives were surprised that Suki sat there and accepted Kody's occasionally crude comments. The patriarch of Sister Wives described how others treat him and Robyn Brown since they are together by using terms like bitch slapped. He tells Suki that he has had enough of justifying his feelings for Robyn. Fans suggested that Kody Brown needs to have his mouth cleaned with soap because of the words he used and the way he delivered them. He said at one point that he is going about double-birding people for the treatment they receive. He conjured up an image of himself pacing the streets, flipping people to his left and right. However, during the tell-all, Kody became so disruptive that Sister Wives fans questioned why Suki didn't just stand up and leave. The 18-year-old father of the Sister Wives acted badly. Supporters felt that his conversation with Suki was insulting. Even though it was clear that Kody was winding up even more irate, she persisted in asking the questions. The moments from Garrison's burial that were filmed for the Sister Wives tell-all were shot much more recently. Even though so much time had gone by since that terrible incident, it was clear that Kody was still not in a better place. During the preview, Kody didn't say much. Instead, he raised his voice and shouted his objection to Suki's inquiries. At that time, Kody informed Suki that he was cutting her off. Supporters interpreted this as Kody running out of terrible things to say against Suki. In any case, Sister Wives viewers think the tell-all section preview should be entertaining. But only if you can tolerate Kody Brown's actions, else you might have to seize your clicker to stop him. Some stunning situations are hinted at in the most recent Sister Wives reveal trailer. But once more, Kody Brown raised eyebrows and took over part 1. Without Kody taking over, it wouldn't be your typical tell-all. He wants everyone to be watching him all the time, as usual. Perhaps his most embarrassing admission, however, was his astounding fixation. Without a doubt, Kody Brown, star of Sister Wives, is said to be unable to stop comparing his ex-wives to Robyn Brown, his real love. You can imagine how ex-partners Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown feel about Kody's confession, which has fans reeling. Kody gave fans an unvarnished glimpse into his thoughts and emotions during the dramatic tell-all show. However, rather of bringing the family together or providing peaceful contemplation, Robyn, who has considerable influence over Kody Brown, continued stealing the show. Kody acknowledges that Robyn Brown has a special and embarrassing influence over him, and that she is always present in his thoughts. In an admission that had both fans scratching their heads, Kody said, "I honestly can't stop comparing the others to Robyn." But the Season 19 tell-all was taken over by his embarrassing and in-depth comparisons between Robyn and his ex-partners. The strange Robyn obsession of Sister Wives star Kody Brown forced the story to a new level and had viewers wondering what's actually happening behind closed doors. TLC viewers have been watching for years as Robyn's presence in the Brown family seemed to gradually erode all they had fought so hard to create. Kody has never concealed the fact that Robyn is not only his favorite, but also the one who is supposedly causing trouble behind the scenes. Kody's candid disclosures now only serve to fan the flames. His repulsive analogies, which ranged from physical characteristics to emotional loyalty, were evident, regardless of his intention. It raises questions about the family's actual dynamics, while making spectators feel uncomfortable and unpleasant. You discover greater love, and then you're slapped with it by everyone? I'll tell you what, he adds, going a bit farther. My relationship with Robyn has a divine element. Angry, Kody tells host Sukanya Krishnan, and we have been bitch-slapped for it. As soon as the tell-all aired, viewers turned to social media, with many expressing a mixture of shock and humiliation. One observer adds, "Robyn's greed and neediness destroyed this family. I'm quite pleased for the 3 of his first wives who departed. He and number 4 are worthless and should be removed from the series immediately," shouts another. However, Kody's constant Robyn comparisons weren't the only thing that left people speechless. They revealed something about his mentality. One thing became very evident from the tell-all. Robyn is more than just another wife in Kody's universe. She is the spouse. He has a golden girl. If this sister wives expose was meant to provide closure, it had the exact opposite effect. The true story was revealed by Kody Brown's confession of obsession. Kody is merely a part of Robyn's universe. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.